All right. So today we've got Makenzie Weale on our podcast. She plays for the North Queensland Cowboys and she has signed on for 2 years. So, Makenzie, when did you start playing rugby league and what was your pathway into getting an NRLW contract?
So I started when I was 16. I started league and rugby sevens.
Mhm.
Um, and then I played 1 year and then I ended up just playing sevens for a couple of years because there wasn't really a team um around me where I lived that had a league team for my age. So I
Mhm.
kind of gave that up for a couple of years. And then I came back. Oh, actually, I think I only had 1 year off and then I came back the next year,
Mhm.
and that's when I got clearance for BMD, to start playing in the seniors for West Brisbane Panthers.
Mhm.
And in the 2021 season, I had a development contract with the Titans, but I gave that up when COVID happened, and I just had a lot going on and just a lot of mental stuff that I kind of need to sort out. So I gave that up. And then I got offered a 1 year contract with the Knights, the 2022.
Mhm.
So same year as the 21 season. But yeah, and then I have always wanted to play up north. When it was like gold stars for BMD, I wanted to move up here as well. But
Yeah.
I was fresh out of high school, 17 years old, and didn't really have anything to hold me there. So as soon as I knew there was a Cowboys team in the comp, I was like, yep, that's where I want to be. So hedged my bets, and yeah.
That's so good. So you said that it was hard to find a team where you were living. So where did you grow up?
So I'm from Brisbane, and a lot of, even though it's really big, but a lot of the teams were kind of like south side or out in Ipswich,
Yeah.
or down the Gold Coast. So there wasn't really actually too much around the Brisbane kind of area. And because I was playing sevens as well, it was kind of hard to travel anywhere. Like I was still in school playing
Yeah.
sevens as well. So it was all a lot to kind of handle.
Yeah, I bet. So you said you grew up in Brisbane. So did you grow up supporting the Brisbane Broncos or because you love North Queensland so much it was the Cowboys?
Um, well, it's funny because I actually never watch football. Like my whole family, like my brother and my dad and my mum, like have always watched footy. My brother has always been a Cowboys supporter.
Yeah.
Um, he actually said to me that once the Cowboys come in the women's comp, he won't be supporting me if I'm not playing for them. So,
Whoa.
yeah, so my family's always been North Queensland, but when I was actually younger, like a bit older, probably around 15, they were like, you have to pick a team. And I was obsessed with Daly Cherry Evans at the time. So I was like, yep, I support Manly. So
That's
completely random,
random.
but yeah.
Wow, okay, cool. All right,
Yeah.
well, that's really interesting, and I'm glad you're with North Queensland because obviously now you've got your family behind you.
Yeah.
So obviously you won the premiership with the Knights last year or in the 2022 season. What was that experience like, and what do you think you've taken from there into your time with the Cowboys now?
Yeah. Like that was obviously my first kind of hit out with NRLW, and it was a bit like it's kind of bad to say because like I was 18th man, I was in the squad, I was
Yeah.
in the team, but I don't actually really feel like I did because
Mm.
like I'd played the season except for one game, and then come semis, I got dropped and didn't play in the grand final. But I think kind of that's made it gave me a bit of a fire in my belly. Like I really wanted to come up to North Queensland and just play my best footy, and I'm probably had the best BMD season I've ever had, and I've just kind of found my position. Like I was really kind of thrown around different positions for a while, and I got thrown in lock for my last game in BMD last year, and then that's what I played in Newcastle,
Mhm.
and I've just loved it, and I've kind of just made that position my own and something that I kind of want to grow in.
Yeah, that's awesome. So you prefer lock now to when you were playing prop?
Oh yeah, well, like middle's middle, but like was I was more or less like a back rower or even center, so I was kind of more thrown around there, and yeah, like being thrown into the middle, like prop lock, it's probably a bit more of a favorite thing now.
Yeah, nice. Is there a player that you miss from the nights that you miss playing with?
Um, I don't know, like they were all really a
Oh
good
no.
bunch of girls, but like my best mate Em's come up to North Queensland with me, so her and I kind of clung together a little bit because we were like the Queenslanders that were, you know, homesick and whatnot. But like, yeah, they were all lovely girls. But like, I came up here wanting to play with Em, so yeah, you can say I kind of followed her. But yeah, like all the newie girls were lovely. But I'm definitely glad I'm playing with Em.
That's awesome. So with your move to North Queensland, talk me through that and how it came about. Have you had to relocate, obviously, and do you have family up there? You said they're in Brisbane, but have they come to North Queensland with you?
So my dad is actually from North Queensland. He is a Cairns boy, but they're actually down in Brisbane. So they've been in Brisbane for quite a number of years. Like that's where I grew up, and that's where my brother is. And but what actually happened is even before I signed my contract up here, I knew I wanted to be up here, and I was playing for Cutters. So for a little while, I was kind of moving between Townsville and Mackay, just kind of staying with some friends. And my partner moved up here with me, and he had mates in Townsville that we crashed with for quite a while. And once the season kind of kicked in, we moved up a bit earlier. We moved up in about February, and we're kind of going back and forth between Mackay and Townsville. And once the season stuck, just before actually the season started pre-season, one of my partner's friends who lives up here actually was about to sell one of his houses that he owned, like a property investment house. And we spoke to him and told him our situation, not even knowing about this, and he offered us a house to stay. So
awesome.
Thankful for like we've been really really grateful for the opportunity that our friends have given us, because Cows were in a bit of a situation where obviously the season hadn't kicked off, and they were doing their best to help us, but they didn't really have any relocation money or any houses yet to assist with us. But yeah, like they always kept on top with us and asked us how we were doing. But yeah, now we're up here for 2 years, and hopefully,
Yeah, that's so good. So, I mean, talking about the Queensland Origin camp, you were selected as the 18th player, I think, for the first Queensland Origin camp. What was that experience like?
Yeah, so I was 19, but it was awesome. Like I'd been talking to BJ, and I knew that my name was being thrown around, but I didn't really have any expectations for anything. And then the team got named, and that was that. Didn't really give a second thought to it. And then yeah, like a week later, Tani Norris called me up and was like, "Hey, we've got an approval for a 19th player, so we'd love you to come and just get involved and get some experience." And yeah, it was awesome. Like they're a great bunch of girls to be around. It was a different kind of level and expectation to anything that I've kind of been in. So it was awesome to get around it, because it's obviously where you want to be. Like you'd rather be in the squad as 18th or 19th man rather than not being at all. So yeah.
Is that your goal for the future, to cement an Origin spot?
Yeah, definitely. You know, I guess it's anyone who plays footy, it's what they want to do. But yeah, it's something that I don't like keeping things too close to home. So it's more of a, like it happens when it happens. If it doesn't, it doesn't. But yeah, it's definitely something that I do want to happen.
Yeah, that's so good. So do you have any other goals at the moment?
At the moment, it's really just about having a good NRLW season. Like obviously being given the chance to be a starting middle and really cementing my name in the competition is probably my number one goal. Just kind of making a bit of a name for myself.
Yeah. Well, you had a great game on Saturday, was it? Yeah, Saturday. I was talking to QLDER, and I actually tipped against you guys on my page, and in the last dying minutes you guys won, and I was like, oh no, but I'm so happy. And you obviously got that try, which was amazing. And your dad actually came over and he tapped me on the shoulder. He's like, that's my daughter. I was like, I know. He's really sweet.
Love it. Gotta love parents.
Yeah, no, it was awesome to see him so proud and happy. And every time you do something, he was like, that's Makenzie. So it was very sweet. So I guess, your time so far this season with the Cowboys, has it met your expectations? How's it been there?
It's actually exceeded my expectations. Like the group of girls that BJ has put together, like there's just such a good culture. And even though we haven't, like we've been playing all right, but I just think there's the little things that we kind of need to get better at. But as a team and like community and culture that we've built is absolutely amazing. Like we've had no issues whatsoever. I think like obviously some of the girls are working, some aren't, but everyone's always doing stuff with each other or offering to do stuff and be together. And it's just amazing, like that culture that we've made in such a short amount of time. And to have it in the inaugural season as well just really makes you feel good knowing that a couple of the girls here are going to be here for a while and we can just keep that going for a bit.
Yeah, for sure. I know you said, you love playing with Em and following her footsteps, but is there any other players that you enjoy playing with?
Yeah, there's a lot, but I've definitely taken a liking to Tallulah. We started playing together in cutters this season, and just I love how she plays in the halves and can control a team. And Kira, she was really good to me last year, and she's been awesome. And seeing her kind of step into her own team and as the captain and just kind of grow. She's already an insane player, but I think she's been able to kind of step out of her comfort zone and step into a team where she feels really comfortable and is just thriving off. So yeah, I could go on and on. Like everyone here is just so amazing to play with.
Oh, that's so good. It's so good to have that, positive team culture, especially being a new team and trying to grow into that space. That's awesome to hear. Is there a young player that hasn't debuted yet for the club that you're excited for?
Yeah, there's this young girl, Lily Peacock. She was actually at Cutters with us as well, and she's only a development player. She played in the under-19s Origin recently, and she's just a little gun. She's a middle, and she just wants to learn. Like she's asking questions, she's putting in the effort. Like I'll always, if we're with each other in a drill or something, and I'll just say this little thing to her, or just tell her to get something as a habit. She's just so intrigued and keen, and she just loves footy. So I can't wait for her to get a little, like she's very young, so I can't wait for her to get a little bit more experience. And she's very, very nice, so I might have to give her a little bit of my anger, but I'm very excited for her to see what she brings in the next few years.
Awesome. No, that's so good to hear. I know you were speaking highly of BJ, Ben Jeffries, earlier. So what's he been like for you? Is he like the other coaches you've had, or is he unique in the way that he does things for the team?
I find him pretty unique. So I've actually never been coached by him. He was my coach. He was going to be my coach in the under 16s Queensland Origin, the first one, but then that got postponed with COVID, and then I didn't get reselected for that again because I wasn't playing league that next year. And I've just always been amazed at he's always competing with us. So, and he always gets the coaching staff involved with everything as well. Like when we did Castle Hill, he was doing it. If we're doing 1.2, he's doing it. And I just think it's so cool to have a coach that is willing to do everything that he is asking of you. So that's something that I think us girls really enjoy playing for him, because we know that he is doing the stuff that he is literally asking us to do.
Yeah, that would be so impactful, and like I could imagine I'd appreciate that as well, because I know when I'm getting told to run laps of the field, I'm like, if you had to do this, you just so it's good
Yeah,
that
you
you
would
put in
not
the
know
work.
that.
That's so good. Obviously you were saying before that some girls work part-time, some are working mums or what, I can't really remember what you exactly mentioned, but obviously you guys are part-time athletes. So is there another job that you're working or like studying or anything like that?
Yeah, so when I moved up here, I changed my apprenticeship. So I was originally in an electrical apprenticeship out at the mines, and then I've just recently changed up here to a heavy diesel mechanic apprenticeship. Um, so yeah, I was really grateful the cows got me hooked up with one of our sponsors. So I kind of just hopped right into a nice little job. But yeah, so I work full time with them, and they're pretty good with my footy. So if I have to go see physio or travel days or like that, they're really easy going. But yeah, it is a bit full on. Like sometimes you can kind of not realize how much of a toll it's taken on you doing so much. But yeah, no, it is really good.
Yeah, so how do you, find, what do you do to stay motivated when it does get a bit hectic?
It's funny because I when things get a little bit much, you can clearly tell like I'm a very tired person as it is, and um when I'm really on like the verge of struggling, everyone around the team can tell, and everyone just tries to get around me and help me. And it was funny because I had probably one of the worst days I've had in a while. The Wednesday just gone before our game, and then on captain's run, BJ came up to me and he's like, "Oh, so how you feeling?" And I felt really good on that Friday. Like I'd just kind of hit rock bottom and just gotten better. And he was like, "Yeah, I knew exactly, like, to just let you go home and refresh and you'll come back all good." And yeah, that's what's really good as well about the team. Like everyone knows that, there's a reason for what's going on, or if something's wrong, and everyone just checks up on you. And yeah, it's really good, the community and having them, because they're kind of, you're around them so much that you need them to really support you.
Yeah, that's so good to have that, support, especially when it's getting a little bit tough being a part-time athlete, juggling work, juggling your personal life, your relationship and friends, family. I totally get it. So, well, I don't totally get it because I'm not an NRLW player, but I could imagine how stressful it is. So I guess, you have signed on with the Cowboys for 2 years. So what are your hopes for the future of NRLW and yourself as well?
I'm not sure. I'm really just taking it like year by year at the moment with footy. Like I'm really focused on this year and just kind of playing some more really consistent footy. And then probably just for myself, just hopefully get further into my apprenticeship and get closer to finishing that off. So because I just kind of want something behind me. Because you never know when footy's gonna end. So yeah.
Yeah. So do you think that it should be a slow burn where we see like new teams gradually get added, or do you think that the 17 clubs should be joining NRLW as quickly as possible?
No, I definitely think it needs to be a bit of a slow burn. Like, we've seen it. I was honestly a bit worried when we had 4 teams added, but it doesn't seem too bad. Like, it seems like everyone's kind of dispersed out, and there's not really too much of a how would I word it?
Lack
I
of
don't even know
talent,
how to word
maybe?
it.
Yeah.
Like the talent's kind of dispersed quite
Yeah.
nicely, and I would rather honestly see us play each other twice before any other teams are added. I reckon that would be a bit more interesting, because like you only kind of get one shot at a team by the time you've kind of settled in, and you don't then anything could happen by the time you verse a team again. So
Yeah, that's a good perspective. I didn't think about it like that. Is there a team that you'd like to see join the comp?
um I don't know. It would be good to have the Warriors back. After they had to leave, but I don't know. I think I don't know. I love it up here, so I'm glad we got in here. So
Yeah.
yeah.
Any other team is fine then, I guess.
Yeah.
Cool. No, that's awesome. So I guess we'll go on to our last segment. I won't keep you for long because I know you're probably so busy. And the last part is 5 fast questions and 5 deep questions. So we'll start with the 5 fast. It's just off the top of your head, and then the 5 deep is kind of a bit of a more of a thought into the answer. So 5 fast, who is the funniest teammate?
Fran.
She does. I actually watched the interview and she seems like she's like wild and crazy. So it'd be cool.
She has just got she has just got that much energy. It's not funny. Like
Yeah.
she's just crazy.
Yeah, I bet. Who is the team mum?
Shelley Long.
Yeah. Okay. Who's the biggest whiner?
Probably me. I'm just always walking around telling everyone how tired I am. So it's probably me.
Okay, I'll take that. And who's the kindest teammate?
Definitely Tilly. She is just the sweetest soul.
Yeah. Cool. Who's the laziest teammate?
Ooh. I'm gonna say Emma because she's not working and she just lays out in the sun and sunbathes during the day.
That's so good.
She sends me all these Snapchats while I'm at work and I'm like, screw you.
Oh, that's the dream. Okay, so then the 5 deep. So what does it mean to you being a female athlete, especially with this hype around the Matildas at the moment?
It's really, it's definitely insane. Like I've had a lot of girls, even in when I was in high school, a lot of the younger grades, a lot of the girls didn't, I don't want to say looked up to me, but I was really one of the main girls playing footy, and a lot of the younger girls love that. And I'm still getting them messaging me and seeing them grow up. And there's this one little girl, Emma Stockwell, who she was my little buddy when she was in grade 7, and she just is killing it. She's in rugby union, but like seeing all these little girls that would always come up to me excited and wondering what I'm doing and wanting to come and watch and seeing what they're doing now is just crazy. And I just can't wait to see what the future holds for them. Like it's already insane what we've got now for my age group. Like the older girls have always said it'd be awesome to have what you guys have, which no doubt it would. But yeah, I can't wait to see within the next couple of years how much more that grows for the younger girls.
That's awesome. Is there someone in your life that really helped you along this path or supported you?
Yeah, definitely. My family. My dad would always drop me to trainings. Like even when I got my license and I wanted to drive myself, he would do it. Yeah, they've just been really awesome throughout my whole footy career. Really, just kind of pushing me even when I've wanted to stop. They just pushed me to keep going, and I'm grateful that I didn't stop. But yeah, definitely my family.
Oh yeah. So you said that your dad was the one that kind of helped you with your path. I wanted to ask, and it's not part of the 5 deep questions, but what was their reaction like when you did get that Cowboys contract?
Yeah, like we kind of already knew that I was going to sign here because obviously it took a while for us to actually until we were allowed to sign our contract. So I kind of took the leap more or less and just said I wanted to get settled and move up here earlier because when I signed with Newcastle, I had 2 weeks notice before I had to be down there. So I was like, nah, I want a multi-year deal and be settled and kind of have some normality about it rather than going back and forth for a while. So yeah, we kind of knew that I was coming up here, but like my dad's really proud that I get to represent North Queensland where he's from. So yeah,
that's awesome. So I guess when we talk about your development, and you said that sometimes it's mentally hard to keep pushing, especially in the NRLW space and juggling everything. So what is your biggest strength and biggest weakness? It can be in rugby league or personal as well.
probably biggest weakness is it sounds really like nothing, but I'm a very, very tired person. Like I struggle, I just do so much and I just struggle to actually have motivation to do anything. Like, it's funny because everyone takes a joke now because I take these like energy gels every single training session, just to kind of give me a little bit of a boost to get going. Because and I've had these conversations with our doctor and our sports psychologist, and sometimes, with that real lack of motivation, like you don't want to be here. Like sometimes I just want to be at home and sleeping and resting, and because it kind of just brings a bit of a downer on your whole personal life as well. Like if you've got so much going on and you're so tired all the time, you get a bit like feeling like the whole world's on your shoulders, just not really in the mood to do anything or anything like that. But on top of that, which kind of doesn't really support it, my strength is probably I just keep going. Like I just, no matter how tired, I just keep going. And it's really funny because I actually had 3 days off from work and footy last week. And that was probably the most tired and most struggle I've ever had, because they reckon, because I've actually finally stopped doing something, that my body just caught up to me and I was actually just completely gone. And so like I think that's probably my biggest weakness, but my biggest strength. Like I just keep going, and it's a good thing, but it can be a bit of a downfall at times.
I bet. No, that's it's such a up and down hill, I guess. So I totally get it, like running the page and then full-time work as well, and I'm just like exhausted 24/7. But I keep going because I know people love it, and like so it's not the same, but I understand, just like you're exhausted but you have to keep going, so I get it. What's something you really want to achieve, and it can be personal or footy related?
It is a bit more personal, but I really want to buy my own house. And like obviously, with a bit of extra footy money, that kind of helps. So that's probably a bit beneficial, and that's where footy ties in, I guess. But I really want to kind of buy my own house and be set up a little bit, and
Awesome. No, that's a great goal. I don't know how it'll go for me. I think it'll be maybe 30 years till I can actually afford one. So what advice do you have for young girls wanting to get into the NRLW?
Just keep going, and enjoy it. If you're not enjoying it, then it's not going to happen. So you've got to have something off the field. It can't consume your whole life. Otherwise, once you're off the field, then you've got nothing else to go to, and you need a little break from something to kind of get your mind off it, because sometimes having a little break and refreshing from something really makes you better, and it can give you a bit more of a perspective on things.
Do you think that your time in BMD and like your pathway to the NRLW, it helped to have connections within the NRLW space, or, like what do you think was kind of like your break into getting into that?
I don't know. Like I think I was just lucky. Like I was the last signing for the Knights last year. Like it's not like I hadn't really been offered anything. Like people were talking about offers for this year. So they were like, oh, we won't sign us this year, but what about next year? And I think I was really just lucky. Like, I was playing footy, but it probably like I said before, like I was going between a lot of positions, and I never really had a specific position that I was playing. And it's really funny because Millie Boyle actually said to me when we were on our way to semis last year, she was like, maybe you just need to pick a position and just go hard at that and make that your best thing. And I suppose that's kind of what I've done. Like, I'm not saying I'm the best forward, I'm really not, but like, I kind of just stuck to something now rather than being that little floater that just kind of fills in. So I think I was a bit lucky last year with the Knights signing, but I think, yeah, obviously not being picked in that grand final really gave me something to really work for and kind of want to get back to.
That's awesome. So good to hear. And that is the end of our 5 Deep, even though it took 20 minutes to actually finish that. Thank you so much for being so, patient, obviously, with that process. But I love talking to you, and I hope, this was good and a good experience for you as well.
Yeah, it was awesome.
Yeah, and I can't wait to get this up. I think everyone will love it. So that's all from me. Do you have anything else that you want to talk about, or?
Well, I've actually got 10 minutes to training, so I can't
Okay.
really say too
Yeah.
much. But
No,
I'm really glad you got your page back because I
yeah.
saw your message and I
Yeah.
didn't reply. And then the next time that I went to reply, like it was like locked, and I was like,
Yeah.
oh, well, looks like this isn't gonna happen anymore. But yeah, like glad you got that back because yeah, you're doing great things for the sport. So
Thank you.
yeah.
Cool. All right. Well, I'll let you get to training. Thank you so much for coming on again.
No, awesome. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Bye.
Yeah.